What's up, y'all? Welcome back for another Remnant 2 video. Today I'll be creating my hardcore strategy guide. This works for both survivor and veteran difficulty. Whether you want to start out with a character, beat it on survivor, and then go back and do veteran, or if you want to just start out on veteran and plow straight through, this strategy hopefully will help you out. Alright, for sake of making the video, I'm doing this on Survivor. I personally like to start out with Archon because you get a good set of armor, you get the LMG, which is good for sustained damage, and you get Enigma, which just absolutely carries in all of the overworld areas. Anytime there's ads, even after the nerf, Enigma's got you covered. So I like to start with Archon because I like the kit. Okay, so once we get in the ward, first thing I'm gonna do is come over here, talk to Reggie, and get into a shop so that I can buy the Black Cat Ring and the Grounding Stone.
Keep your wits about you.
Then after that, I'm gonna come over here, talk to McCabe and get the healing mod to throw on the LMG.
Move along, traveler. I'm a busy woman.
Now that that's taken care of, I'm gonna make sure I've got the campaign start that I want, actually. It's definitely not Nerude. So we're gonna reroll that campaign. Don't want to start Yesha either, personally. Now, whenever you're picking where you want to start, I look for a Moro Parish start, and the reason for that is because I want to go get Nightfall. And the Archon kit that you start out with is strong enough to defeat Nightweaver as it is. So then, if you start out with Moro Parish, you can swap the LMG out for Nightfall and use Nightfall Enigma to just carry you through the rest of the game. Okay, so once you've got the start for your campaign that you want, whether you've chosen to roll a specific world to avoid a certain boss that gives you trouble, or if you're starting out in Moro Parish like I am to pick up Nightfall early. Before we get started on that, you want to create a new adventure, Loathsome Survivor, and you're looking in the adventure mode, you're looking for Palace Courtyard spawn. And the reason for that is we're gonna go grab the Jester spell. Alright, once you get down here to the Jester, he's going to hop up and you're going to have to press X to interact with him. He'll start doing a dance, and just make sure while he is juggling, you come to the emotes 1 section and hit your clap emote. That will award you with the Jester spell. Now we can take this to the door right next to him, activate it. We don't really care what's on the other side of this door. We're just getting to a checkpoint to get back to the ward as quick as possible. Alright, so once you've got your Jester spell, you can go ahead and start progressing through your story campaign. Like I said earlier, it's not really a problem to kill enemies on the way through. You don't necessarily want to farm XP, but there's nothing wrong with making sure that your trip is safe. While you're traveling through the world, keep an eye out for chests and loot. You never know when you'll be able to pick up a useful ring. And also, kill every elite that you see, because as soon as we have 1,500 scrap and 5 Illuminite crystals, we're going to go get Engineer. Because Engineer kind of plays the game for you.
They called me crazy.
Alright, so in boss fights, what you want to do is hit the boss with Enigma. Deal with any ads, make sure you dodge the attacks, of course. But just try and keep Enigma on the bot. Drop your skill if you need to. It'll help you tank some more damage. I kind of fall over. Alright, and just like mentioned earlier, now that I've got 1,500 scrap, I'm gonna come buy the alien device.
Would like to see this.
And I also have enough Luminite crystal to turn it
I'll see you
into
again, traveler.
an archetype. And we're gonna make engineer our prime archetype because this gives us the ability to overcharge the turret, which is going to do most of the fighting for us now. Usually as I'm getting my trait points, I'll max out mod power generation first. After that, if I've picked it up from the Yesha area, I'll start maxing out bark skin after that. If not, the next one I go for is vigor. And then after vigor, I go for skill cooldown because by the time I'm working on those traits, I've already got engineer, and skill cooldown actually increases the ammo generation rate for your turret. Alright, so once you've gotten to the Nightweaver fight or your first world boss, whatever it is, right outside the boss room before you fight it, you're going to want to come back to the ward and upgrade that Enigma to a +2. You may have to farm up some materials, but usually you should have just enough to get +2. By the time you get to your first boss fight, before you actually go in, you should have the Jester spell, the Black Cat ring, the Grounding Stone. Your other 2 rings, usefulness is going to vary depending on your luck running through the first world. What else? Your Enigma should be level 2, and you should have Engineer. Should also have several trait points by now, but it won't make that much of a difference. I'll record this fight, since apparently a lot of people have trouble with this one, but I'm about to show you how easy it is with this setup. So we're gonna skip the cutscene, drop the orb, drop the turret, overcharge it, and try to at least try to hit the boss with Enigma. As soon as the spiders come out, use the normal Enigma shot. When she does that, dodge twice. She's dead. Now, what you want to do is call your turret back, and we're going to sit here and wait for all of our cooldowns to reset. We're going to wait for our turret to fully recharge. The bubble's going to recharge, and that cooldown at the bottom is going to be gone. That way we can overcharge our turret again as soon as we start the second phase. And now that we have just gotten our skill back, we'll grab that ammo, make sure everything's reloaded, and make sure you're ready to go when you walk up to her. Same thing, whenever you get in this room, we're going to drop the bubble, and then we're going to drop the turret, but don't overcharge it immediately. Tag her, then overcharge it. I accidentally hit a relic button there, but we'll be fine. Always hit her with the sticky shot when you get a chance. And she'll go down in no time. Alright, so we've beaten the Nightweaver and interacted with the crystal, which just pulled us into the labyrinth. So once we reach the first checkpoint in the labyrinth, we're going to go back to the ward now and grab World's Edge if we can afford it. And if not, I'll sell a few things so that I can get it. World's Edge.
Think you can handle this?
Watch yourself, stranger.
Get McCabe to craft Nightfall for us.
What did you bring?
Okay. Let me go get some money real quick. I'll be back.
What did you... Move along, traveler. I'm a busy woman.
What can I do for you?
Alright, what were my notes on leveling? Nightfall. 3 upgrades before second world boss. So we'll give her a +1 and move on. Alright, so the reason we wanted to go back and grab the World's Edge sword, and another reason I suggested beating Apocalypse before doing this, or at least I will suggest beating Apocalypse before you do this, so that you can skip most of the labyrinth. While that's opening, I'm going to go grab this ring back here because it's actually way more useful than one of the ones that I'm currently using. And since I thought about it, I'm actually going to go up here and also grab this other ring. Okay, and then we're going to swap that one out real quick. So opening that door allows us to come straight through here. I don't want to risk it since I got here and I could see it traveling. I'm just going to wait on it to go around. If you did not start with Archon, there's the Enigma portal. Right, and we're here without having to run through that much of the labyrinth, really, or any. Alright, before we open the portal, I'm gonna head over here, and even though I can't get through it yet, I'm gonna go over to the Leto portal so that I can damage the labyrinth boss before the boss fight, because that takes care of one of the most annoying points to hit on the boss itself before you even step into the fight. Now we're gonna go back through here and run this way. Make sure you jump. There is a gap there. Make sure you take care of the enemies on the edge right there. They are the ones that keep you from interacting with the checkpoint. For the labyrinth boss, make sure that you take Nightfall off. As good as it is for everything else, it's got slow moving projectiles compared to a normal gun. So just switch back to the LMG or whatever you're comfortable doing the labyrinth boss with. But don't try and do it with Nightfall. Nightfall sucks for this boss. Because I'm sure this is probably a stressful part for a lot of people. Yep. So we're just gonna go here, and then we're gonna stand in that circle, wait for one of these to pop up. There should be another one somewhere. Look at that. And around. Don't worry about that. Just go ahead and heal. Okay, is this the hard one? Okay, I gotta move this time because that side's flat. Okay. Easy peasy. Just a quick tip, since I got Forbidden Grove. When the game gives you a freebie, take it. So, if you get Forbidden Grove like me, and you get to the end of it, just shoot the doe. It's so much easier. If you're like me and you're able to get a level 6 or higher Geisha zone, keep an eye out for this ring right here, Soul Link. So if it's Soul Link paired with Engineer, will carry you through every boss fight in this game. All you gotta do is, as long as you don't get caught by 2 combos back to back, that ring and the turret will keep you alive. It's awesome. So keep an eye out for it. The lowest world level I found it is 6. I wasted a bunch of time trying to find it on a brand new character one day, so I wouldn't suggest looking for it on like anything less than 5 or 6, honestly. If the world level in your map is less than 5, I wouldn't even bother looking for it. Alright, so after taking advantage of that freebie that was given to us by the game and shooting the doe, now we're on Neyrud, and because we were lucky enough to get Seeker's Rest, and we started with Morrow Parish, that means that later on, once we get over here in this area, we'll be able to get the Tranquil Heart, because all we gotta do is go grab the override pin, pick it back to the web, and then take the Tormented Heart back to Nimue to get the Tranquil Heart. I'll probably include some footage and just speed it up, starting here because we're going over on the fog wall, and I'll quit talking so that whenever I do speed it up, it's not all goofy, you know? Alright, well, I mean, you might get the hatchery or the putrid domain, but there you go. Just a quick little side note. I'm sure earlier I mentioned don't mess with risky shit. You see that this is the sludge event, one where you gotta drain the area and then go down the elevator and clear everything out. All that fun stuff. Don't mess with it. Because the only thing that's good in there will cost you your character trying to get it. At least in my experience. I mean, if you are super confident you know you can complete that without dying, go for it. But that's what I mean by don't mess with risky shit. I know that I'm going to lose my character if I go in there and try and get all the loot. So I'm not. Alright, so once I got here to Sentinel's Keep, right before the Shahala boss fight, this is my 3rd world boss. I went and upgraded Nightfall to +4, still leaving Enigma at +2. And since I was able to grab the override pin, I went and grabbed the Tranquil Heart as well. I'm probably going to leave my rings about how they are. I kind of like them. Power level is 6, making me 3 levels below the boss. That's really not bad. Starts getting hard at like 4 and 5 levels below the boss, but 3's pretty comfortable. So I'm gonna take a quick break, grab something to eat, because I have been running non-stop. And after this boss, all we have left is Root Earth. Once you get to Root Earth and make it to this first checkpoint here, make sure you grab Xania's Malice. I think is what it's called. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it, but grab the Z Malice ring right here. Make sure you get that on your way through, because we're gonna want to swap one of our rings out for that on the final boss, just because the final boss has a huge weak spot. So you've essentially got a permanent 30% damage buff with that ring against the final boss Annihilation. But we won't be using it against Cancer, because you almost never hit Cancer's weak spot. Might throw it on for Venom, I might not, but definitely the final boss, you're going to want that ring. Another thing I forgot about, once you get to this, what is it, the first section where I mentioned grabbing Xania's Malice earlier, if you're not able to grab the Tranquil Heart like I was, and you're still running the same relic as you start with, like just the basic Dragon Heart, then once you get here, make sure you also come around here and grab this one, this relic we got down here. I forget what it's called. Resonating Heart. If you don't have Tranquil Heart, that's a good one to grab before going through here. Alright, so we've made it to the Blackened Citadel now after defeating Venom. Currently, I upgraded my Nightfall to, I believe I upgraded it to 5 right before fighting Venom. I just upgraded Enigma to +3 after I got to the Blackened Citadel, and then I had to go actually farm out some more galvanized iron, because I want my Nightfall to be +6 whenever I go to fight the final boss. And since I found some forged iron while I was looking for that galvanized, I'm going to make my Enigma +4. I also spent the relic dust I had to grab the harmonizer mutator from the well over there, and then upgrade it as much as I could. Right now I've got the Soul Link, because I was lucky enough to find that. Akari Warband, because Cass had this after defeating Venom. I came back to talk to her, she had that. I'm about to swap out the Spirit Stone for Xania's Malice, because the final boss has a massive weak spot that's hard to miss. Even your turret hits it constantly. Let's go. Now, before I upgraded those weapons, I was 6 levels below the current area level. As you can see at the top right of the screen, my current area level is 14. But after upgrading Nightfall and Enigma, now my character power level is 10. So now I'm only 4 levels under it, which means this should be a cakewalk.
Okay.
And yeah, why not? I'll leave it recording, and maybe I'll leave the whole fight in, because it doesn't take that long. Just gonna drop that turret, dodge the first attack, overcharge the turret, dodge the second. For some reason my Enigma's not charged, so we're gonna charge it up real quick. Use it to take out the orb. Oh my goodness, the boss is bobbing and weaving. Okay. Now we're in here. We're just gonna peg the boss with a few of these. And switch to Nightfall. Make sure you dodge those. Reload Nightfall. Oh, I messed up there. It's okay though. Just dodge that. Charge up Enigma a bit here. And fill up Nightfall one more time. Oh, go ahead and reload Enigma in case we get an orb encounter. And leave that reloaded. There's the orbs that I was talking about. We're going to place the turret, overcharge it, and it'll finish it on out for us. Look at that. I'll even let the boss hit me. And, I mean, surely, if you can do all of that, you don't need my help with this part. Just drop your bubble, call the turret back, place it down, and get ready with Enigma. You just wave back and forth, the turret does a lot of the work for you. And there it is. Hopefully when this gets turned into a video, it'll be a decent and understandable guide. So far, this strategy I've used to beat hardcore 5 times now, as of the making of this video. Twice on Survivor, well, 3 times on Survivor, and 2 times on Veteran. The first time I beat Veteran, I did a Survivor playthrough, and then I used that fully geared character to then do a Veteran playthrough. However, late last night, I did start a fresh character and do a Veteran run from start to finish, and the strategy still held up. There was a couple close calls. I actually ended up using my Black Cat ring in that run, even though I don't generally use it that much, but strategy's still viable for Veteran. And if at any point you feel like you need to swap out Archon for Handler to just increase your survivability, feel free to do so. You can even start with Handler if you'd rather do that. It just means that you won't have quite the solid kit that Archon starts out with. However, you can still pick up Enigma after you make it to your first world. I just recommend starting with Archon because it's a solid kit that can take you almost to the end of the game. All you need to do is add Nightfall to it. And Engineer. Alright, y'all. Well, I'm going to hop off here and start turning this into a video. Hopefully this helps some of y'all out. And if it does, let me know with a comment or a like down below, you know, all that fun stuff. Drop a sub if you want to see some more from the channel. And if you want to find the full run, it'll be over on Kick under GreaseMonkey's 663. You'll be able to find it in my recent videos. And you'll be able to watch the whole run from start to finish if you want. Get to see like how I fight all the bosses that are not included in the video. And yeah. I don't know what else to say. Thanks for watching.